What's good, everyone? We're back with a Mechanical Ascension X video. If you saw the community post that I made, you'll know exactly what this is going to be about. This is the beginning of my Mechanical Ascension X Explained series. Now, we're going to start off with something relatively simple, yet still very important to the game. The Reincarnation system. The Reincarnation system is the main way of progressing in Mechanical Ascension X. Whether you are a new player who's Prestige 1, or a High Life player like myself, Prestige 128, Reincarnations are essential. You literally can't progress without them. When you reach a certain amount of cash, you'll be given the option to reincarnate through this menu. Your reincarnation price will be based on what difficulty you're playing, as well as your current life. In easy mode, the amount you require to reincarnate is 1 sextillion, normal is 50 sextillion, hard is 500 sextillion, insane is 10 septillion, and nightmare is 10 septillion. And once you reach that amount, you'll be able to reincarnate and get a random reincarnation item. These reincarnation items are far more powerful than the shop items you'll have been using before this point. And they will stick around until you reach Prestige. But we'll talk about Prestiging in another episode. In this episode, we're focusing on the Reincarnations. Now, as you progress through Reincarnations, your reincarnation price will increase. It will increase steadily over time, as well as spiking every 100 lives until you reach life 2000, which at that point it will stop spiking and just be a gradual increase. As you progress, you'll unlock more and more potential reincarnation items that you can unlock, as well as some rare reincarnations later down the line. Most of the rare reincarnations do have a prestige requirement attached to them, but as I said before, we'll talk about prestiging another day. And yeah, reincarnation items, they're good. They're powerful, but they're not as powerful as prestige items. When you first start out, you'll still be building setups with a mixture of reincarnation and shop items, but once you get to a high enough reincarnation, you should be able to make a setup that are just reincarnation proof items. Which leads me to the next part, reincarnation proof stuff. Pretty much everything that isn't a shop item will stay with you after you reincarnate, which is very handy to know, like your cosmite items, mystics, stuff like this candle refiner. They'll all stay after you reincarnate, making them very useful in setups. As you reincarnate more, you'll unlock more powerful reincarnation items, such as this Bloomstone Pollinator, which you can get after reincarnation 700, and it can get up to 50 trillion ore value. Alright, reincarnation rarities. I suppose I should explain what those are. Reincarnation rarities are basically a way of measuring how rare a specific item is through reincarnating. The higher the number, the more common the item is, and the lower the number, the more rare it is. So, for example, the Surreal Outskirts here is a rarity 3, which is actually quite a rare item. Meanwhile, that's something like the Laser Beam Annihilator is a rarity 13, making it very common. I think Laser Beam Annihilator might actually be the most common reincarnation item, but if it's not, you can feel free to let me know in the comments below. Like, I am not going to go through every single item right now to figure that out, but Laser Beam Annihilator is common, and might end up being the first reincarnation item most people will end up getting. You also have a very slim chance of obtaining a rare reincarnation, such as the Serotonin Overstimulator, which is rarity 0.1, which are extremely rare. When you reincarnate, you have a slim chance of obtaining what is known as an Ultra Reincarnation. Ultra Reincarnations are a reincarnation item that looks slightly different and also has a slightly better multiplier or drop value or process rate depending on the item you get. Your chance of obtaining one of these is dependent on the difficulty you are playing. If I open up the assists, the chance of getting Ultra on Easy is 1 in 700, Normal 1 in 680, Hard 1 in 660, Insane 1 in 640, and Nightmare 1 in 233. That is especially common. And for rare reincarnations, the chance of getting an Ultra is the same across all difficulties, being 1 in 250. And as you can imagine, There are some incredibly rare, um, ultra rare reincarnations. Yeah, ultras are good, and they're prestige proof, but, we're not talking about prestiges today. Once you are past life 500, as long as you are skipping 10 lives, you can get a shadow tier item very occasionally. To skip lives, you have to obtain a certain amount over your requirement, and again, this varies on the difficulty, with easy being 100 times your price per skip, normal being 1,000, hard being 10,000, and insane nightmare both being 100,000 times your reincarnation price in order to skip one. And if you skip 10 or more, you can get shadow items, and shadow items are very powerful, such as this Crimson Edge. It can get up to 90 times when you use more upgraders before it. Shadow items are really good, and I recommend trying to go for them as soon as possible if you can. If you're capable of skipping 10, I highly recommend doing so. Also, it is good to note that shadow items do actually have ultras as well. The chance of obtaining them, I believe, is like 1 in 20, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. I can check that real quick. It's 1 in 25. Okay. I was a little wrong about that, but whatever. They exist, and if you get them, they're good. Except this one, which kind of sucks, to be honest. But that's my opinion. That covers the basics of reincarnation. There are some parts of reincarnation that I haven't gone over, such as galactics and astronomicals and peculiar galactics, and this goddamn prolepsia. But they're all prestige related, so we will talk about them when we get to prestiging. But I do want to talk about limited reincarnations before I end this video. Limited reincarnations are reincarnation items that come and go. They are not always available. Currently, as I'm recording this video, there are 5 limited reincarnations available: the Butterfly Field, Word the Bird Gift, Mysterious Chocolate Box, Honeycomb Nectar Drenched Gift, and the Bee Farm. The Bee Farm and Butterfly Field are regular items, and these three gifts are decimals, so they're a little harder to get. But limited reincarnations, you have a 1 in 12 chance of receiving a limited reincarnation item alongside your regular reincarnation items, and the item you get is based on certain factors. Basically how rare the item is. Like every other, it's basically a separate pool, like it says in the index, and yeah, it calculates from that. And that just about covers everything for reincarnation. I hope this video helps you. And this looks like a really weird looking box, so I'm going to pick this up. Alright, yeah. The Glaggerland event. I hate this event. Why is it a thing? No, no. Why?